Prepare now. Millions of Solana token unlocks soon. Welcome back to the Crypto Astro channel, bringing a radical, innovative new approach to crypto analysis. Please hit that subscribe button. But none of this content is financial or investment advice. This content is intended for educational purposes only. All right, what better time to make a video than when everything is dumping? So yes, we are getting a dump here, and as much as I don't want to see this happening, some of my Solana has been hitting stop losses. Well, let's see. Things are starting to recover a little bit, but let's see how long this lasts. We could zoom in onto the 1 hour. We are just starting to get a little relief here. We'll see how long that continues, if we are going to bounce up from here or if we're going to continue selling downwards. So far, we've gotten, in the last 24 hours, $500 million wrecked. That's actually a pretty, well, that's definitely a sizable correction. Potentially at this $500 million level can be, it's not guaranteed, but it can be a level where we start to see a recovery. So let's hope for that. The exchange volume has fell off of a cliff almost, and it's getting a little bit of a rebound, but oh man, if we zoom in, it's starting to roll over. So that is definitely a concern. Let's dive deeper into the Solana chart. We'll look at the weekly close here. If we zoom in, we just closed the week, and the weekly close was 188. But now we have fallen all the way down just in the last 24 hours to 176. It even touched 175. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't look great, but there is a chance, if all goes well, that we could get support at this level, this previous swing low at 175. So could we be getting a bounce off of there? That would be nice to see. Let's take a look. So if we look at the weekly stochastic RSI, looked like we were maybe going to get a stochastic RSI cross up, but we didn't get that one. So it stayed below. So we still don't see any bullish momentum for XRP. I mean, sorry, Solana. I'm talking about Solana today. The problem is with the RSI is on a downtrend, as you can see there. So basically, we are getting, this is ever since the March peak for Solana. And so we got a March peak, but then we got a higher high. We got a double top for the entire Solana chart. Well, I got to zoom in for that, I guess. So we got a double peak. Man, this chart is way too busy right now. We hit the previous all-time high. We shot through it, and then we got rejected. So we got a double top, and we had a trend forming here. But if we change that a little bit, we have broken through that trend. And could we be getting support here? Well, I'm sure all the Solana bulls are hoping that. Certainly possible. But the problem is we have already gotten a lower high, and that's not looking good. We came up to this 120 level, which was fairly close to the peak back in March. And we weren't able to hold that level. We got rejected. And so we have fallen below this previous peak back in March. So that's very bearish. And we're getting bearish divergence with the RSI, with this downtrend that I was just mentioning right here. And so not looking so good. Concerning, I did not expect this from Solana. But the tricky thing is the Solana Astrology is not looking so great. Now, perhaps I was a little bit too optimistic. I was thinking this could have been a bullish transit, and it was back in November. Pluto conjunct the Solana Saturn. However, this is not playing out so well. And then we have the Neptune conjunct the Solana Mercury coming up February 15th. That's a big concern because Neptune can bring a lot of confusion. Mercury is the planet of trading, so it can bring confusion to the markets, specifically for Solana, and that is the markets don't like confusion. Then we have a couple Mars retrograde opposing the Solana Jupiter, and then Mars retrograde opposing the Solana Pluto. That's like extreme volatility. It could be in the negative direction. So that's not looking good on the 18th and the 19th. Concern there. We do get a couple positives February 2nd and February 4th with Mars retrograde trining the Solana moon and Mars retrograde trining the Solana Neptune, which could bring some sort of a rebound. But then we get Saturn conjunct the Solana Neptune, which is concerning because Saturn can be the planet of limitation that is conjuncting the planet that can bring a lot of confusion and delusions into the market on February 20th. We do get a positive transit right after that, Saturn trining the Solana moon. So we're seeing two major negatives in February, so that is a concern. Solana is already looking very weak on the chart, which is probably a shock to most people because honestly, Solana has been the strongest altcoin up until the last couple months. So I know a lot of people were not expecting this. We've seen a lot of momentum move into other coins such as Cardano, which has just shot up, back in November, December. XRP with shot up at the same time. Sui's looking good, although it's breaking this trend line right here, right now. So we're definitely seeing a bit of a correction, obviously. Let's look at the total 3 chart. I mean, we're still just stuck in this area of these Fibonacci resistance levels we just fell below the 0.702, which is not great. Could we go lower and bounce? Certainly possible, but we really have to wait and see. If we look at total market cap, we're still sitting above the previous all-time high. So that's one good news. Still fairly bullish there. We have to get some sort of a bounce off of there, ideally, if we want to see things continuing. But there is a chance that this is a double top for the altcoins, that it actually got just short of the previous all-time high and it's kind of falling off. I mean, it honestly makes me think of this chart right here. If we look at gold, what did gold do the past few years? It went up to a double top, and then it got a triple top, and then almost a quadruple top, and then it finally broke through. I'm wondering if crypto is going to have some similar formation. This has definitely been one of the most challenging bull runs ever. I mean, every bull run's different, but this one certainly has been challenging. And quite the roller coaster, as it always is. So I guess we couldn't expect anything less from Bitcoin and Solana. Well, let me know what questions you guys have in the comments below. A bunch of my stop losses hit, so a lot of my Solana sold, which I'm not too happy about. But I am going to be keeping my eyes on the charts, and if we start to get a rebound, I might buy back in, but I'm going to be looking at other charts to figure out, which coins are holding up the strongest right now. We have Cardano, Sui, XRP holding up very strong. It's also HBAR. I think HBAR's a little more risky. And then Solana and Ethereum are just kind of falling off. So It's not looking great. So my focus is I want to either just stay in cash until things start to recover, which could be, I mean, have to be honest. I mean, this could be it. I mean, this could be a double top here, and we might just head down for a while and have to build out another base potentially, or maybe we'll come retest the kind of the lower 120s or something again before we head back up. Your guess is as good as mine, honestly. But like I saw with the astrology for Solana, the astrology is not looking good. February, astrology March is looking horrible for the entire crypto market, honestly. There is a chance this is a double top and that's it for this run. That'll be the worst case scenario. So my strategy is to hope for the best but plan for the worst. So I've just gone into a bunch of cash, and so I'm figuring out probably going to be dollar cost averaging into whatever coins are holding up the strongest, maybe with a tight stop loss in case there's still further downside to come. One really interesting thing is look at the global liquidity. Now this is mind-blowing. If you haven't already seen this, check this out. Look at how closely the market is following this yellow line. So Solana, bottomed out right right before the global liquidity bottomed out, and then the global liquidity went up. Solana followed it almost exactly. Then it reached a peak. Solana reached a peak before that, and then this started falling, and now Solana is falling. So according to this yellow line, if it continues to follow this global liquidity index here, now this is an offset chart, custom-made one that I've got here. I mean, XRP could have further downside to go. Ethereum could have further downside. Bitcoin could have further downside. A lot of the altcoins. So definitely concerning. Yeah, so even if we bring this up on the total 3 chart, let's see. Yeah, the total 3, yeah. So the altcoins could have further downside to go. I mean, it could go much further down. But that's only the case if it continues to follow. I mean, if something changes. I mean, I think a lot of this is due to the Fed deciding that, well, basically in their last meeting, they're hinting that they probably will not continue to cut rates for a while. And because the jobs market numbers, I believe, that recently came out, let me check here. I was looking at, okay. Yeah, the jobs market numbers were strong recently, and that was, the markets are dumping because of that. Because the markets were initially expecting further rate cuts to happen, and it looks like that's most likely not going to happen unless there's some crazy world events that give them the excuse, the reasoning to cut rates much more this year, which is totally possible, particularly in March, April, May, when we're getting crazy, major astrology shifts with Venus retrograde, with Mercury retrograde, with the total lunar eclipse in March. Then we're getting Neptune entering Aries, which is huge, monumental, at least for Western astrology. And then Saturn entering Aries, I believe, towards May. Major shifts. So we could see absolutely crazy world events, which could give the Fed the reason to continue to cut those rates, which could send the markets up again. But in the meantime, we could be on a downtrend, and that could continue. So my plan right now is to put some in cash, keep my eyes on the strongest altcoins, and either just hold that cash and wait till March, which could honestly be a good strategy, but will require a lot of patience. Or dollar cost average into the strongest altcoins. But I mean, we're seeing a dip with even the strongest altcoins. Sui's having a nice dip. Another really significant thing is Solana faces market pressure as March 2025 token unlock looms. Okay, check this out. It's talking about Solana struggling to maintain momentum ahead of a 263 billion token unlock. All right, let's take a look at this. March 1st, 2025. According to this article, approximately 112 million SOL tokens, valued at 263 billion. 23% of the total supply will enter circulation during the unlock. That's crazy. That will increase the supply by 23%. And you know, if you've studied economics at all, you know what happens when the supply is increased. But if the demand does not increase with it, we could see downward pressure to the price. But that's just according to this article. These articles, Solana's token unlock, will it be bullish or bearish? So I basically asked ChatGPT, and this is what the articles that it showed us. Now, I did see in one of my Telegram groups, somebody said that most likely it's not 112 million. It's more like 12 million, which is about 1/10 the amount. But still, that could still be fairly significant. It's interesting that, you know, these articles are talking about 112 million. I'm wondering where they're getting those numbers. Definitely double check, triple check this. Let's look it up on AI. Let's look it up on Google. Let's do our research here. Do your own research and make your own financial decisions. That's what we want to do here. But yeah, definitely a concern there for sure. Another thing I could show you guys, the Solana, if we go to, I'm trying to find where it is, supply, my charts. I was basically looking at a chart recently. Man, I can't even find it. Anyways, I might have to come back to that. Gosh, why do things not work when you're ready to share it? Yeah, for some reason it's just not showing up here right now. But I was seeing on the charts that Solana, the biggest bag holders of Solana, the whales you could say, holding the biggest bags of Solana, the demand was going up and up and up over throughout this entire bull run, whereas the whales holding Ethereum over the last couple years was going down. So it looked like a lot of the whales were selling Ethereum and most likely buying Solana with it. So a bit of a surprise that we're seeing that dip right now, but perhaps this dip is specifically because of these token unlocks and the market is pricing that in right now. So if that is the case, maybe Solana could be a little slow until March. And then the terrible March astrology, we'll have to get through that. Perhaps in the bullish case, we could see a rebound after that in April, but man, we first got to get through March. Yeah, we first got to get through March. So, like I've been saying, a lot of my Solana has gone into cash now. I will consider investing back into the market, but it really depends on which is the strongest tokens, which is the strongest cryptos. Okay, let's see. Been rambling tonight. Imagine Trump coming in office and the elite will dump stocks in Bitcoin. Yeah, that's certainly possible. Because it seems like the narrative, I mean, what do you guys think the narrative is? It seems like people are thinking that once Trump goes into office, that crypto is just going to go wild because he's he's now a big supporter of crypto. But I think that's already priced in. So we'll have to see. Yeah, I mean, perhaps markets are just going to be dumping. That's certainly possible. Another significant thing to look at is I added this business cycle here. The business cycle. And in this bull run the last couple years, the business cycle has only gone up a little bit. If we compare it back to this is back in the 2020 bull run, where we went all the way down here, all the way up here, and obviously we had a mega bull run and a huge altcoin run. So far with the business cycle, we've just had a little bump upwards. We haven't even started something as huge as this. We have not gone up here yet. So perhaps we haven't even really started the run yet. And it sure seems like that, as things are just kind of getting a double top right now. Perhaps there's not enough liquidity, and perhaps we need to wait for the business cycle to start pumping, which it's really just been kind of going sideways ever since March of this year. I mean, it's just kind of gone up and down, just a lot of volatility. So perhaps this is what we need to wait for, because all of the previous bull runs, we got a mega business cycle. If we look at Bitcoin, 2021, we got this one. And then if we go back to 2016, 2017, we got this mega run here. We have not gotten a big run yet on the business cycle. All right, so perhaps that is what we need to go to the moon. Yeah, so make your own decisions, figure out what your strategy is in with this downward kind of price action we're getting. If last thing, we'll take a look at the Russell 2000. Russell has broken down. Yeah, Russell is now seemingly breaking down through past this trend line. It's broken through. So that's not looking great. Perhaps we just have more, is there more downside to come, more choppy action before we head up later? Sorry guys, sorry it's not the best, most bullish video, but we just got to be honest with what we're seeing in the charts right now. XRP is holding up, but Solana, once again, the stochastic RSI on the weekly, we did not get a cross up. We're still going down, and the price action is reflecting that. All right, guys, thanks everybody for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Let me know in the comments below what you guys are thinking. Is the bull run over, or do we have further upside to go? Do we just need to wait a few more months? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. All right, much love, everybody. As always, follow your strategy. Prepare for the worst, but hope for the best. All right, thanks, everybody. Peace.